large language models have drastically changed how we produce content and how we display this content on our blog posts, on our websites, on our sales pages. And now we are switching, not so much switching directly, but we're layering AEO, which is Ask Engine Optimization, on top of the traditional SEO, because the traditional SEO is kind of like ranking for keywords, climbing the SERPs, and getting the clicks, and using backlinks and all that to rank higher and higher. However, large language models don't rank, they respond. So when a user asks a question, the large language models go and search, find the answers, extract the best information, and serve it back to the user with the possibility of linking back to the source. So if you are the best source, they will link back to your blog post, to your video, to your frequently asked questions, whatever that is. And here is the framework for the Ask Engine Optimization. So number one, we need structured answers. So basically, we need to have questions that users may ask in our H2 and H3 headers. Also, we need to put the answers to those questions in the first couple of lines. And then, if possible, or wherever it is applicable, we should have bold summaries or statements on top of those paragraphs. The second thing we need to do is we need to clean up our pages. We need to create clean HTML pages that are crawlable, because we don't want any fancy JavaScript frameworks. We don't want content that is buried behind tabs or behind other links, because the large language models are not going to go through. They're not going to click through. They're not going to try and work out what's happening with that JavaScript. All you need is visible, crawlable, and readable HTML. The next thing you need is make sure that you write simply. Don't be too clever, don't do fluff or any of that. Basically, you need to write plainly, you need to write short words, and if possible, and again, where applicable, you should use numbered steps or bullets. And I'm going to show you two different types of blog posts on the same site that we used to do before. And now that we are creating new agents that are writing blogs that are Ask Engine Optimization ready, how we are structuring everything. So this is what we used to do before. As you can see, a nice blog with just paragraphs. That's it. That's probably great for search engine optimization, but it is not really good for the large language models. This is how we're posting now. We have our opening paragraph that is answering the question. Then we have the H2 headings, which are various questions. And then we are answering those questions within the first couple of sentences. And we have bulleted lists. And this is a way for us to try and rank as fast as possible. And this could happen within 3 or 4 weeks. If you change the whole way of doing your content, you can start ranking with the large language models within 3 to 4 weeks. And also, let me show you exactly what I'm changing in every single blog writing agent so I can get those AEO ready blog posts. So I'm going to open up the agent and I'm going to show you the user message and the system message, and they're both completely changed. So I do not have those types of blog posts anymore. So with the system message, I say you are an expert AEO which is Ask Answer Engine Optimization Content Writer, and you create blog posts that AI systems will quote and reference. And then I'm giving the key EEO principles, which is large language models want confident answers fast using the fewest possible tokens. They compress multiple sources into unified answers and pull them from sentences, not full pages. Very important. And if your sentence is the cleanest, most repeated version of an idea, they will grab it. Then I gave it this structure, the framework that I showed you right here in the beginning, which is the structured answers, clean HTML, simplicity over cleverness. And again, I said questions in headers, answer each question in the first 2 lines after the header, bold summaries at top of paragraphs, because large language models can scan those, use numbered steps and bullet points, write simply and confidently, because large language models want clarity, not creativity, and structure content so any sentence can stand alone as an answer. This is also super important. And here are some things to avoid. Clever brand voiced content that is hard to extract, burying answers under fluff or long intros, complex language when simple words work, and talking around topics without direct answers. And a lot of blog posts are kind of using all of these right now. And they will suffer in the future the more we go into the answer and ask and answer engine optimization. They will suffer. But if you start creating yours in this way, you will be a winner. And the user message is create a complete AEO optimized blog post for entrepreneurs and AI enthusiasts. And I have mapped these fields because this is how I want the blog post I create to look. So I've got the title, the main question, key points to cover, target word count, which is 1200 words, and the AEO strategy, which is because I'm targeting AI enthusiasts and entrepreneurs. I also found that it's really important to actually quote the actual audience. And my AEO optimization says focus on AI driven business transformation, workforce efficiency, and competitive advantages to capture the interests of both entrepreneurs looking for growth insights and AI enthusiasts curious about technological impacts. You can put anything you want in here. This is just giving it a little bit more clarity about who I'm writing about for. And then I have the critical formatting requirements. So everything in here is now what I want the blog post to look like, not to write, but to look like, because what to write, I've already put in my system message. And I said, this is the exact way I want everything to be formatted. So this is how to format headers. This is how to format bold text. This is how to format bullet points. And then because I couldn't get my 1200 words, even though I have target word count here, I couldn't get it. The best I could do, and as you can see, this is my target word count. The best I could do was probably about 7, maximum 800 words, but I could not get it to 1200. So I said maybe if we do 5 or 6 detailed H2 sections and each one has about 200 words, we'll get there. And this is something you can play with. Then I gave it the structure I want, which is opening paragraph, a couple of sentences answering the main question, which is right here. This is my very first paragraph. Then I said follow-up paragraph, providing context and setting up the discussion without a header, which is this one here. And from there on, I want the 5 to 6 sections, and each section will be a question which is answered within the first couple of lines, and then expanded, and it will be expanded with bullet points. when listing items. And I also want the bold key statistics and facts to be I want bold key statistics and facts with the bold text, which is this. So each section would kind of look the same. Something you're probably noticing, that my bold text is just one sentence, which is not exactly a fact or a statistic. So I'm still working on that, but I will get there. But it looks very, very different now, the whole blog post, and every single sentence can be taken separately and used. I also found that if I give it an example structure, it will always output the exact same formatted blog post, because if I didn't, sometimes it will do it perfectly, but the next time it may forget to use the H2 tags for headings, or it will forget to give me bullet points or something. It will change. So I said this is the example structure. Opening paragraph answers the main question. Context paragraph expanding on the topic and why it matters. And I'm giving it an example. Then a key factor, and here's why it matters. The 3 bullet points and the implication are significant because. Something else I found and I wanted to avoid is it started putting an introduction at the very top before the first paragraph and a conclusion before the last paragraph. And until I said avoid these things, it just would put it every single time. So when you start testing with your own blog posts or your client's blog posts, you will probably see it may not be introduction and conclusion, but it could be something different depending on the AI you're using to write. It may do something different that you don't want there, and just put avoid and then list the things you wanted to avoid, and it will stop using them. But as you can see, very different way of writing and structuring blog posts, from SEO ready to AEO ready. And here's the kicker. Almost nobody is doing that yet. So if you start right now, you will start ranking pretty much straight away, because the large language models are looking for that type of content that is easy to extract, that they can use. And being first on the scene is what will actually get your content in front of people much faster than in 6, 12, 24 months when everybody is doing it, and it will be harder.